Shalom. I'd like to start off by giving all praises and honor and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Chawadash. Double honors to my apostles, elders, and bishops of Great Millstone, who very well have taught me this truth, who I believe are the men of the Lord today. Shalom, salutations to the brothers out there pushing the word of sincerity and truth throughout the four corners of the earth, delivering a message to the elect out there to run the race of salvation. Like the brothers like to say, risking their lives to do so now more than ever. Shalom, salutations to the elect, which consists of the men, women, and children, to have the true, sincere faith of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. That's like brothers like to say, listening and learning to earn their wings of salvation, so to flee out of temptation. Jacob's trouble on the brother Amath out of the DC church, coming at you with a land backing video for the Shar Dukwar video, which he has stated, don't make it easy for Satan to attack you. And this truth, this thing about it is we must understand that having this knowledge, this truth, you're a beacon of light on top of a hill. So all the flies and beasts and wild animals, which are demons, are constantly attacking you. So as you level up in this truth, Satan, he's right behind you. So you have to be spiritually aware as a spirit. Yeah, you have to be spiritually aware of your doings. Not being too much in the world. You said use this world, but don't abuse it. So you have to understand that you got to come up with strategies, man. And a lot of the times, I'll be honest, brothers don't use their resources, and that's the best thing for us. We're a body, right? The scriptures talk about there's many members. We have the unction to know all things. That's a good one. To know all things, you gotta have the another brother's office within your sight, so you can maneuver out of certain situations. A brother might be good with money. Another brother might be good with healing. Another brother might be good with the Hebrew. So it's good to use these offices and apply it to your daily life, man, so you can maneuver out of Satan, so your life won't be as hectic, man. Because being in this truth is hectic. But this is the thing. Don't make it so hectic for yourself to where your thoughts overcome you, and Satan overcomes your thoughts and take over you. You have to be embodied with Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. And when you suffer certain things, it's getting overwhelmed. You're getting overwhelmed. It's overwhelming. Of course, give it to the Lord. Right? But then sometimes maybe the Lord is trying to tell you, maybe you got to talk to a brother, because the decisions that you've been making is not the best. You could do better. So, I'll start off with this. This is Ecclesiasticus 37 verse. Yeah, this is Ecclesiasticus or Sirach 37 verse 15. It says, and above all this, I'm 14. A man's mind is sometimes wont to tell him more than 7 watchmen that set above in a high tower. Yeah, so you get all these thoughts and things of that nature. And I think above that chapter it says, understand, like, trust your own intuition, because no man will knows what you're going through, roughly paraphrasing. And sometimes, man, you got all those thoughts and you will pick the wrong one, because the scriptures talk about the heart is deceitful above all things. Who could know it? So, not being real, sometimes a brother knows you in certain areas more than you know yourself. So when correction comes around / rebuke, or you don't gotta say rebuke, because when people hear rebuke, they get triggered. Brothers get triggered or whatever. But the thing about it is, when correction comes around, just know that that's love. That's Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai trying to guide you. You gotta understand that. It's a hard pill to swallow, but when you go through your trials and tribulations, you listen to the brother and your brethren, you understand that was the Lord. And if you don't listen, you really gonna understand that's the Lord. You know what I'm saying? You know? Because that's the thing in this truth, man. It's either you're going to correct yourself. It's the scriptures talk about judges thyself before you be judged, roughly paraphrased in the Corinthians, you know? So if you decide that you're going to, oh, I'm going to do, and the Lord put that foot in, you know? And then now you got to go fast and pray or do your spiritual, man, you know, doing your spiritual things to get back right. Because it's, you know, if you're a righteous person, you don't want to mess up. But we live in this flesh and we're going to mess up. But that's why we got the brethren, the elders, the shars. They experienced a whole lot in this truth. Y'all experienced a whole lot in this truth, you know? I was thinking about Antoine Fisher. I'm still standing. I'm still strong. For the people that seen that movie. But yeah, man, you have to understand that like you can maneuver through this world a lot faster or a lot easier if you take heed to counsel. All right, hold up. This is verse 15. It says, "And above all this, pray to the Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai that He will direct thy way in truth." Because look, bro, you probably listening to all those thoughts, or sister, listen to all those thoughts, and you pick one. And you probably didn't pray on it. You know what I'm saying? Or you probably didn't go get counsel on it. Oh, dang. I know it's in here. But it says, do nothing without advice. I'm not. Let me see. Let me just try for a little bit. Because it happens sometimes. You know, you be looking and you're like, boop, bam, there we go. I can read that one. It says, this is verse 16. It says, let reason go before every enterprise and counsel before every action. That's a good one. The countenance is a sign of changing of the heart. Yeah, but that's the thing, man. You have to get counsel. You know, especially you feel overwhelmed and you don't say nothing about it. You're over there sitting on type of bills, and it's like, dang, you ain't saying anything until the lights is getting ready to cut off, and now you're like, oh, you could use an immediate type of thing. Like, what the is going on with Jake, man? You know, so the Yeshaya, he had that word. His word of the week was clear mind. You know, and I like to use, I call it brain. You know, we all get brain fog or whatever, right? But it's evil. That stuff is wicked. You know, because it's all of this food and pollution that's in the air and the water that we drink. You know, so when you get cloudy, your mind is cloudy. You know, you got to remember, movement is medicine. You know, and if you can't move with the scriptures. When your body moves, your brain grooves. You know, so you have to figure out what's your medicine so you can keep it strong. You know, meditate. Put it in motion, we stir up the potion, which keeps the body strong, man. Gotta remember these things, man, because these things that they will help you through your trials and tribulations. And that's the thing, you gotta go through it. That fire purifies you. And if you let that fire, you sit there and let it purify you and then trust the process. Don't rush it, but trust it. Because then it's gonna, you know, when you come out, you're gonna be as gold. A bright gold, you know, so you can shine, right? Let's see what else we got. Let me go ahead and grab something. This is Ecclesiastes in the Bible, 4:9. Two are better than one because they have a good reward for their labor. For if they fall, for if they fall, the one will lift. Yeah, one will lift up his fellow. But woe to him that is alone when he falleth, for he have not another to help him up. Again, if two lie together, then they have heat. But how can one be warm alone? And if one prevail against him, two shall withstand him, and the thirdfold cord is not quickly broken. I'll get that in the LLT. So that's talking about basically if you got three, that's even better. It's not gonna be quickly broken. You're gonna have good support. Ecclesiastes 4:9 in the NLT, it says, two people are better than one, for they can help each other succeed. If one person falls, the other can reach out and help. But someone who falls alone is in real trouble. Likewise, two people lying close together can keep each other warm. But how can one be warm alone? A person standing alone can be attacked and defeated. But two can stand back to back and conquer. Three are even better, for the triple braided cord is not easily broken. Come on, man. We have your how about Shimmy Hour Shine to conquer, and then we got the brethren to not be quickly broken, man. Because you get, it says, the scriptures talk about the Lord is nigh unto them that are broken and contrite heart. So you get your heart broken, man. And then early in my days, you're going to be offended. There's going to be times when you get jacked up and you feel all some type of way, and it's okay. The thing about this truth is like trusting in the process. Just, I was taught no matter what happens, just keep going, Trust in your how about Shimmy Hour Shine, and then this upcoming hour of temptation, right? This is going to try all men to see what manner that person is. Like you got to remember these things now. So when you get to the hour of temptation, it's like, man, you feeling overwhelmed. You can't call nobody, but you got to remember. And you got to, that's why I'm about the reps. So that vision will be so deeply embedded in your mind that you keep thinking about the good in the past. When I was car wrecked, I was home, almost damn near homeless, no women, etc. Whatever your lot was when you overcame certain situations, that's what you need to keep your mind on, because that's, to me, that's just something I think about, to where I won't think about the bad, think about the good, because when I'm good, I'm gonna make the around me good, because I'm good, But when I'm bad, everything is fucked. If I'm thinking about only the bad, I only see bad. What they say? Like I forget. Tony Robinson. He was like, look for the color brown or something like a red. I think he said look for the color brown in this room, right? And he was talking to that hillbilly dude, trailer park looking dude, and he basically he was looked around the room, and he was looking for the brown. That's brown. This is brown. He said, he asked him, did you see any red? He's like, nah, I ain't see no red, because you wasn't looking for it. But if you look for the good in all your situations, you get ahead and what's that called? You will build that muscle memory, if you will. We'll see what else we got. I wanted to get the unction on all things. Let me get this though, because I had mentioned, and like what I would like to leave with you in this video, if I didn't say it already, is just like using the body, bro, or sis, I guess. Cause they popping up too, the woodworks and stuff, and you gotta use a possible cause spirit, like Salakia. Let me take a step back. Last time he was down here, his brothers gotta learn to extrapolate. Extrapolate. Like, look, you gotta learn from this situation. And that's the thing, man. We're constantly in a state of learning. So like, something I would like to start implementing is like taking like at least 30 minutes without the phone, no noise, and then like replay the events that happened throughout my day, and then like don't judge it, but replay it, and then think about how can I imagine it being like perfect or better. Nothing's perfect, but I always think about the perfect day, the perfect week, the perfect month, the perfect year. Nothing's gonna be perfect, but it can be close to it. That's just something I think about. This is 1 Corinthians 12:12. It says, for the body is one and have many members, and all members of the body being many are one body. So also Hamashiach. For by one spirit we all baptized into one body, whether we be Jews or Gentiles, whether we be bond or free, and have been all made to drink into one spirit. For the body is not one member, but many members. So you got many members in this thing, man. So you could like if you like a particular brother, bro, sometimes you gotta use that spirit, man. I remember one time I was doing construction and someone said something to me, and I had to use the Apostle Ricard thing. You had to use, had to be in the spirit of Apostle Ricard, because I'm a good, if I'm on the construction side, I'm working, man. I like construction. I like to build. But he said something way out of line, and I had to put my finger in his face and say some words, and I had the whole place shaking and stuff. But everything was cool. Foreman came and talked to me. It was just like, it's chill. I was already chill. I'm a naturally chill person at times. But yeah, man, you gotta use this. Use the truth more than the world, bro. The world is wicked. Like that's what it say. It says, go to the unbelievers before the church. If I'm not mistaken, that's what Paul said. This thing about, bro, the brethren is way better than the world, man. Way better, because they are. What I say? It said, He can tell me. This is Sirach. Once again, 37. Yeah. This is Sirach 37, verse 12. But be continually with a godly man, whom thou knowest to keep the commandments of the Lord, whose mind is according to thy mind, right? Because sometimes, you got to understand this. Everything is spiritual. So certain individuals that's in the truth, you can't really relate to. So you go to a brother you do. So, and it says, and will sorrow with thee if thou shalt miscarry, right? And that's the thing. You're going through a sorrowful case. You'll talk to a brother about the case that you're in, and, hash things out before things get out of hand. And that's one thing about this truth. You have to see things before it happens. That's called wisdom. That's a compound word. Wise, and then doom. Wisdom. You're wise enough to see the doom before it happens. One of the things I think it's not even Eli Nop or one of those. I always get them mixed up. But I even use it on brothers, and it works, right? If you see yourself getting ready to get into a heated argument, be like, just switch it up. Hey, did you see the game last night? Even with your women, man, use a tactic, come up with these sentences, because we all, yeah, you know what I'm saying? We are hostage negotiators, you know what I'm saying? You're trying to, I can't, you know what I'm saying? I that's the stuff, whatever, you know what I'm saying? I'm not going to talk too much about that, but just knowing there's no head. I don't know if I read that, but like understanding there's no head above the serpent. If I did, I'll read it again, because it's a good scripture to go over, because we want to, we're subtile. Paul have spoken, if I didn't say it already, be deceivers, but yet true. He didn't got people by God, right? But the thing about this, we're the righteous. We're not wicked. We're not trying to use our tools to overcome and betray brothers or be head over brothers or anything like that. We use tools in the world to overcome individuals. There's a Sirach or Ecclesiasticus 25 and 15. There is no head above the head of a serpent, and there is no wrath above the wrath of the enemy. You gotta understand, man, with serpents, you gotta be subtile. Or like, what's that called? A chameleon? Be like a chameleon and blend. You gotta get ahead and like advantage. Get out of there. That's the first line of defense, man. Your feet, or your feet in prayer. pray in your feet, man. First line of defense. Get up out of there. When a snake see you can't do what you gotta do, you get up out of there. You know, so I ain't want to make this too long. You just seen the video, the brother Duqua. You know, he did that video, and yeah, man, don't make it easy for Satan, man. You gotta maneuver in this thing, having a routine, plan, schedule, was it itinerary, you know, to where you got a purpose. You're gonna walk towards that purpose, you know, and then but a spiritual purpose at first, because if you chase the flesh before you chase the spirit, you know, bad things can happen to you, and you know, we got to go to work or whatnot. But the thing about it is just like keeping the spiritual mind in all aspects of the game. You know, so you always want to do something spiritual before you do something carnal, especially like going out and Satan, bro. Yeah, before you, especially like going out to like clubs or whatever, you know, there's drinks around and stuff like that, and I mean, everything you got to keep it spiritual. But I hope and pray that you was edified, exhorted, motivated in the spirit to seek the Lord 10 times more. And the brother Amaf out of DC Church, giving all praises and honor and glory to Yahweh, Shem Yahshua, Shem Yahweh. Number honor to my apostles and elders of Great Millstone, who very well have taught me this truth. I believe in the men of the Lord today. Shalom, salutations to the brothers out there pushing the word of sincerity and truth, delivering a message to the elect out there running the race of salvation. And shalom to the elect, which consists of the men, women, and children that have the true, sincere faith of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. You know, listening and learning to the fold, so they can earn the wings of salvation and flee the hour of temptation, Jacob's trouble, the royal mouth. Shalom.